back to the 16-yard line.
Here we go. Follow the flag. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll try and run for it with Lindsay. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. On the run, it's Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Come on, QB, come on.
Barkley. And an alley to run. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. The toss out to Barkley. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Here we go. Set. Go to base. 3. Cover. Check 24. Watch 24. Here we go.
It's Coleman here. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Tevin Coleman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Roses to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stick.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Fields. Lorenzo Carter in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
34 yards. First down, Denver.
Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Broncos, nothing.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Tighten up, tighten up. Mike 56, Mike 56. Let's go, D.
56, Mike 56, right there, 56.
I know he ain't got it. Just stick the mark, boy. 56, check 56.
From the gun, Fields. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Kill. Ready.
56 is the Mike. Pick it up.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Mike 56, right there, 56.
I'm coming after you. What?
From the gun on 3rd down. Fields. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
2nd and 5. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
On the double.
50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50.
Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Go.
Hey, alert three.
Check your hot read. Let's go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Olivier Vernon coming in with some force for the sack that time. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Kill.
On play action, they'll throw. That's complete to Slayton. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. 47 yards.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Check the outs. Check the outs.
Another try for Barkley. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
I know you feel that.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They come up in an offset eye. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Barkley. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision. Let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where do they go?
Anywhere and everywhere, but they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback, and indeed he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back, came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him, really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
Well, maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. This is Carson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Looking to throw on second down. Fields. He completes this to Sutton. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 22 yards there, a first down. On 1st and 10, Fields. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Denver has the first down to play, going for 15 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Fields into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Push him back.
Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
They're going to look to throw. He's got it to Hilton. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Check 47. I got you. I got you. 47 Mike.
Back to throw now on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Here we go. Check.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, here's Lindsey. Space to maneuver at the 40. There he goes left side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, his third touchdown now on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Check nine.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry.
Here's a 2nd and 7. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
You got three down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down.
Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Check. Out route.
He'll try and throw for it here. He's going to air one out. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. A gutsy call, 4th and short. They go for it. Look at the result.
Yeah, not only did they go for it, they threw for it, because to me it was stacked up for a run situation, strength on strength, and they decided to put the ball in the air, and what a result. Big-time play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll try the left side. Armstrong. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Check the call.
56 to Mike. 56 to Mike. Good trap.
From the gun, Fields. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down here at the 23.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for Denver. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
What we got?
Again, it's Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Ready, ready.
53, Mike. What's the run?
Hustle. Get him on. Yes.
Check 53. On the ball.
Let's go. Here we got Mike, number 2.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
It's just me and you.
And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10.
Let's go.
17-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
2nd and 2. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The Broncos on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now a carry for Lindsey. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And that is incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position.
Got it. 22, Mike, 22.
Hey, D-line.
22, jet cover. 22, jet cover.
A first down carry for Barkley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
A 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And Rosas puts this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
On the double. 56 is the mic. Bandit. Bandit. 56. 56.
Right here, right here. Check 52.
Operating from the gun, Fields. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. A nice burst there as he'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 50-yard line.
56. Pull it. High.
6 right there. 56. I got it.
Off play action. Fields sliding out of the pocket, letting one go. This is caught inside the 15. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Quincy Enunwa, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. McManus's point after is good, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long.
Mike 22, Mike 22.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man Hilton. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 18 there, and the Giants have a first down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Barkley on first down, going to work his way forward only for about a couple there. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
SOS.
Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Here's second and 8. Looking deep for Adams. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Davante Adams, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. The Giant offense going to stay on the field as they'll go for 2.
Let him know.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. Fields. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Throwing again. Fields. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a third and 10. From the gun, Fields. He'll find Lindsey here. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Let's get it.
On 4th down, Fields. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Giants are going to get the football back. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. This is Barkley. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. Now back to throw. He's got Adams on the hook. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. It's caught here by Adams. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now it's Barkley. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Rosas now to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.